Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Tons of Fun. We will see you after the bump. You know, it's funny. I totally forgot to put my sister on this thing, and Joseph, when I asked him to make sure I didn't mention it.
You did not ask. You said to do a spell check and that everything was okay. You didn't ask me to do a roll call. It's a lie.
I see Jeff's just throwing everybody under the bus today.
Womp womp. Indeed. So it is one of my favorite times of the year, and I think it's everybody in this little group's favorite time of the year too, besides Valentine's Day, where we're all really excited about it all the time. I mean, Valentine's Day, best day, especially for, Dawn, Lexi, Madeline, and Joseph. Just, all right, that was really rude of me. I'm just going to go fuck myself. Anywho.
Wait, time out. Excuse me. What?
Look.
Hey y'all, it's October! It's a time for apparitions and abominations and eldritch horrors from questionable origins.
Also, it means that I can play the Halloween theme song.
All I have to say is if Jeff keeps this up, he's going to be joining the skeleton army real soon.
Oh.
Speaking of skeletons, have you guys seen those giant 12-foot skeletons that they're selling at Home Depot?
Yes.
The ones that sell every year, just...
Oh, well, I guess I've just heard about them.
All right. We're good.
I was just getting into it.
If it ain't spooky skeletons, it's not worthless.
Oh, that song's a bop.
Yeah, it's for sure a bop. So we got Jeff and Wyndon. Hey, Jeff. We got Kirk, who's on the run. Oh, wait. There we go.
Where is Kirk today?
There he is.
Yeah.
He's on the run. He's going to be... Ooh.
Godspeed, Kirk. Godspeed.
That beagle remembers what you did, Kirk. So, like I said, it is Halloween. We're going to be talking about horror stuff all month long, and we're even going to have one of those weird things that Lego channels do, because we're not a Lego channel.
What's that? I don't know.
Which is...
I don't know. What is that? Maybe we'll have to let people see.
Oh, are you talking about a build challenge?
I'm talking about a build challenge.
Ooh.
Yep. So Van Winden isn't here tonight. I wanted to keep it 6. I'm going to rotate people in and out just so that everybody is aware. 6 is a good number. So moving right along.
666.
A number of the beast. But in dreams, numbers are upside down, so it's 999, 1999. End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The number 23.
Yep, that movie sucked.
The number 23.
All right, so the challenge is you're going to take a 16 by 16 base plate, and then you're going to build a spooky scene on it. I said cemetery in the company-wide email, but I think in the scheme of things, we can do a spooky scene. So that can be from any horror outlet.
I'm done.
Are we doing it now?
I built the ring.
Can
Nice.
it be a pre-existing mock?
Nope, it's got to be a new one. You got to build. Build.
We're building it on air right now.
No.
No. The due date is coming up. It's not right now.
All the
oh my
details
That's
are in the
awesome.
company
God.
email.
Joseph was voted out.
I wasn't sent the company email until about 5 minutes before we started. So
Well, why didn't you read it? And
You can speak
Man,
English.
I thought I was bad about checking my email.
I sent
Email? What's that?
I sent it to you 20 Pex. It's the one that I
Thanks,
sent to you.
What's email?
Yeah.
Email.
So
I read the email.
16 by 16 base plate, spooky scene. It could be anything. I think I'm going to do classic space, but dead space. So that'll be fun.
Okay, I like it.
He told me earlier, like, "Oh, that sounds really cool."
In the car, yeah, when we went to the Lego store. So speaking of which, what did we do this week? Lexi, tell us about your exciting week.
It wasn't that exciting, as per usual.
You're failing here.
That's kind of how I roll. You should have realized this by now. The only relevant thing, I guess, I got disappointed at Walmart not seeing any cool Star Wars Lego things I wanted.
Well, I mean, the Y-Wing isn't cool, so I guess that's fine.
I will fight you.
The Y-Wing.
Yeah, the Y-Wing is my sister's favorite ship for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Y-Wing? Why is it the obviously superior B-Wing? Because B comes before Y in the alphabet.
I go straight to the A-Wing.
I do like the B-Wing. The B-Wing is cool.
B-Wing's cool.
B-Wing is cool.
It is cool. I'll give you that.
Lexi, I'll send you some Star Wars Legos.
I appreciate it. You don't have to.
I know. Rick, what'd you do this week?
I bought some Lego sets last night at midnight.
What'd you buy?
2 Santa sleighs.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. And a mini Disney princess, or Disney castle, rather.
That looked cool.
Oh, that was
I
really
saw
cool.
that
It's
on the
35.
images of that. Yeah, it looked really cool.
Yeah,
It's like
cool.
$30, right? 35.
It was $45 for us in Canada. So I bought 20 of them, and I'm going to build the full-sized castle with it.
Oh,
cool.
I'm just kidding. You can't buy 20.
You can only
sounds
buy
like a good
one.
investment.
You
could.
You could. No, I just picked up one. I'm happy with it. I don't have to compensate for anything. So.
There you go. That's good. I mean, some people might. Which leads me to Don. Don, what did you do this week?
What did I do this week? Well, for the first half, I was comatose because, hey, it's fall allergy season, y'all. So I've been taking allergy medicine and promptly passing out. But today, we did make some purchases today. I got myself wonderful. They finally had one in stock.
Oh, I love that set.
The Tuk Tuk.
Tuk Tuk is best Tuk Tuk.
And then I got myself the Drone Duel because it has a really cool Spider-Man minifig. Custom print, it's a new printing.
Yeah.
And I just really like the pieces. It's really cool pieces in the set.
There you go.
Oh, then, typical,
Ah.
I talked him out of buying me $7.99 Eternal set for the Tuk Tuk.
Yeah, they had the little like $10 US Eternal set, and it's got some really fun pieces in there. But they had the Tuk Tuk, and they never had the Tuk Tuk in, so
You got a Tuk Tuk.
Yeah.
Joseph Zawada.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I just had to, send something really quick. Let's see. How's my week been?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, right now it's going pretty bad because I have a colic. But it was pretty standard week. Worked. I painted my first 2 miniatures. That was exciting.
That are totally ready for a map.
Okay, so I guess for those of you who don't know, I bought this really cool miniature for the purpose of using it as a player character in D&D. I was like, oh, I just need to use a 28 to 32 millimeter scale model. That would work. I did pick something that was 38 or 32 millimeter scale, but it's just massive. So it fits on a 60 millimeter base. So it's too big to play. And I didn't know until the day I was about to play D&D, or the day before.
It's so big.
Yeah, it's really big. So, but it was fun. I'm really proud of it. I was really happy with it. And I bought another one that's hopefully going to be the correct size. I bought 2 just in case. In case it's too big. So we'll see. I'm trying to think if I did anything else of note. Not really.
No?
Not really. The county fair was this week.
County fair is this week for everybody right now.
Ours was
is that
last
like a
week.
thing?
Ours was last weekend.
Oh.
So there's the
Oh,
big miniature.
Yeah.
Is for it, and then he's got the little one.
yeah. So that little silver or that little gray thing at the bottom is the standard D&D miniature,
Did,
and the
did
rest
you
of it.
post? Did you post this on Insta?
I did.
No, I have not.
Oh, you did.
Right,
Jeff
Jeff
did.
did.
Okay.
Jeff did to make
Jeff
fun
did
of me.
for
Yeah.
him, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's gigantic. It's huge.
It's
Jeff
huge.
did it to make fun of me. Yeah. So.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Look, I didn't do it to make fun of.
Yes,
Well-
you did.
It's genuinely impressive.
Thank you.
That's
Definitely.
a huge statue.
Yeah, I love it though. I'm proud of it.
Madeline, tell us what's up in your world.
You're muted.
She's talking to somebody.
She knows she's
It's
muted.
fine.
Hey, sorry. I was
It's
just talking to
okay.
my mom because my cat is scratching in the box like crazy. I'm not sure what's happening.
Cool.
Spooky season.
Mm.
Spooky season.
So I found on Facebook Marketplace 19 micro Minecraft used sets, 19 of them, for $100.
Oh,
And I went and scooped them up, and I talked to the guy,
I would.
and you know, he showed me around his living room and his kitchen, and it was all stacked full of Lego. And
Wow.
he lives down the street from me, and I was like, "Are you the reason why I haven't been able to find anything on Facebook Marketplace and like Macari and OfferUp?" And he was like, "Yeah." Because he has his I don't know. I'm assuming he has his wife on Facebook Marketplace just scooping up all these people's lots when they pop up in Cleveland, and then also, he's like in the top 30 sellers on Bricklink in the United States.
That's cool.
And he just started all of this during the pandemic. And so, anyways, I was talking to him about like why he was getting rid of stuff because his wife has a whole bunch of stuff listed on Facebook Marketplace, and he was like, "Well, I'm just trying to downsize, and I'm trying to get rid of the things that I can't part out and stuff." And I parted out about 10 of these Minecraft sets, and it's been a B word. Like there's so many small pieces.
I bet.
And he resells mainly complete sets. So he was like, I knew that it was going to take me forever to try to figure out if these sets were complete. So I just decided to list them as a lot. But there's so many great pieces. Like I've been doing this since we started the live stream, and I've got like cupfuls of 1x1 plates and tiles.
awesome.
It's awesome.
That's the hotness right there. In
It
case
is.
anybody's ever wondering.
It's crazy. And then also, do you see that Harry Potter set right there?
Mhm.
I did. I wanted to ask you about that.
He had an entire 2000, I think it was 6 or 2005 Harry Potter, all the sets, all the minifigures, every single one of them ×2 completed. And he was like, I've been trying to sell these and I haven't been able to. And then he like threw a number at me and for all of them, and I was like, I can't do that. So I just bought one.
Yeah.
I bought one.
Wow.
But I said, like, here's my number. If you come across, because he sold 2 weeks ago, he sold like 20 Acromills drawers for $10 a piece. And I was like, and I was like, holy crap, I missed out on that. And then he also had these like Lego drawers that were, they were Lego branded with like the bins and the separators, and they're like red, orange, like rainbow colored. And he had those at $10 a piece. And I was like, if you ever come across those again, like, let me know, please.
Yeah.
Please. And then what I left it at with him was like, if you come across more Minecraft sets, like, I'm totally down.
Those okay, so we gotta. Hey, David, what's going on? David from the Great White North is here. We gotta ask Maddie, who's the seller on the Bricklink?
Oh, BBB.
Triple B.
Triple B Bricks, and he's out of Ohio. And he has over 1 million parts listed. So it's not including like all of his sets and minifigures. It's just parts, over 1 million parts. And he sent me pictures of his basement, and I was like, holy crap. And he has like kids and a wife and stuff, and he was super chill, and they're from Taiwan.
Mhm.
And he was like, yeah, during the pandemic, I just decided that I was going to become a Lego seller. And I was like, do you build? And he was like, no. And so he was like, what are you going to do with these pieces? And so I sent him some pictures of some of my mocks. And he was just like, that's so cool. Like, I wish I could do stuff like that. I don't think he even builds sets. I think he just buys and then resells.
Huh.
And
That's
kids,
nuts.
yeah, his kids came up to, because he presented me this box, and he was like, here you go, here's all your Minecraft sets. And then his kids came up and started like opening the flaps and like looking in and stuff, and you could tell the kids were curious about what their dad was selling.
Yeah, it sounds like, as a business, he's like trying to keep his business separate from his family. So his family would probably be like, they'll help him, but they're like, they probably don't get to play with him or look at him too much.
Right. Well, the thing about it is that his wife is the one who had it listed on Facebook. So I contacted the wife and tried to like negotiate a lower price.
Mhm.
And then the wife was like, I gotta ask my husband. And then he also has appeared on a few YouTube shows, I guess. So
Really?
BBB.
Ask him if he'd want to. Ask him if he'd want to show up on. No, not sponsored.
Well, I asked him about that, and I said, like, do you want to like pop in on some lives and meet some other people, because he's trying to offload a bunch of complete Star Wars sets from the early 2000s, like Death Stars. He's got 3 completed, stuff like that.
If
he
sends us a PR package, we'll be sure to have him on.
Absolutely.
And I said, I've got connections. Like, I got people who'd want your stuff. Like, he's got like completed pirate ships from the 90s and castle stuff, and with their boxes. What I'm saying is, Cleveland's a big city, and like when I was like searching for used Lego on Facebook Marketplace and stuff, I could never find anything because he's scooping it all up. He's got it all.
Greedy.
No, he's not greedy. He's smart. He's got someone who's on Facebook scooping all that stuff up.
Hunting for him, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. His collection is insane. Did you find him yet?
No, do you have a link for me?
The
though?
BBB Brick Store. BW Bricks has provided the name in the chat. BBB Brick Store.
Oh, it looks like he's got it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Thanks, BW. That's it. That's it.
Right.
That's him.
I'm gonna try to.
And it sounded like to me he's about to sell off his parts. Like, he's gonna offload all of his parts, because he said, if you're interested, I've got like thousands of the same part. And I was like, yeah, of course I'm interested. It's just a financial thing. So yeah.
What part is it? It's the steering wheels. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't know if I need 1,000 of those.
It's 10,000 light bluish gray right wedges only.
This Minecraft lawn, like the whole reason why I got it, because I was like, oh man, like I need to have like 100 of the same part in order for people to like whatever visit my store and then buy whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so great because the Minecraft's like, it's like common, like 1x1, dark grays and 1x1 tan whatever. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a good deal, a good find. And then I already sorted through it, but I have 5 complete Minecraft sets with their boxes and their instructions. And then I also have like 6 or 7 boxes that are broken down. And I saw on the Bricklink that people were buying the boxes without the stuff in it. So,
All right, so I'm going to toss a link to this guy's store in the chat. So here it is, everybody. If you need some Lego, go to see that guy on Bricklink. Don't see me in my store.
Or Jeff M.
now.
But the other thing that I noticed, because I'm sorry that we're diverging on this and it's not the Lego day, but he's a completionist. So he was telling me about like his Harry Potter collection, and he was like, oh, I've got every single minifigure from when Harry Potter started, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. But uh, yeah, he has some of the Harry Potter figs listed on his site for I feel like way too much. Like the
Yeah.
last year's advent calendar Harry Potter figs, he listed at like $40 a piece or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm looking at his Batman stuff that he has. He has the newish Nightwing from that poly bag for $20, and that's too much.
But it's too much. But if you think about it, he might have it listed that high because he knows that they're going to increase in value.
I know, but still, though. I mean,
yeah. Anyways, okay, that's my rant. Thank you.
That's your rant, Madeline. That was
he was
awesome.
really sweet, and he has the Batman Arkham's whatever thingy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Asylum, yeah.
Yeah, he has that listed on Facebook Marketplace, I think for $120.
Oh wow! See, I already have one though.
Yeah, but like he was telling me, he's like, I have better deals on my Facebook Marketplace than I do like on other sites. So then I said, this is what I'm going to leave it at with you guys is like, if you're interested in something, let me know because I have this connect who's willing to sell it to me for this price, right?
Decent price.
Yeah.
So maybe you can
Sounds
find
like-
a Star Wars Y-wing for somebody. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Because Lexi's been looking for one.
Yeah, it really sounds like he's using Facebook Marketplace to offload the stuff he wants to sell.
Yeah,
fast,
and
whereas
he
using
said
Marketplace
he's trying to offload
It's a good idea.
the stuff in the living room first, and there's a lot of stuff in there. So, yeah, maybe, yeah. So
What,
Cool.
after
Lexi,
the
which
show,
oh sorry.
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Lexi, which Y-wing are you looking for?
It's the set. It would have been the set from the recent movies, because an original original trilogy era Y-wing set is way more than I want to pay for.
Yeah.
Wait, you're looking for brand new in box or used or?
Own one of those.
Doesn't really matter to me. It's just like, it's one of those few things that hits the button of I want that because it's neat.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What do we got? So we got Anakin's Y-wing Starfighter, which I don't
Yeah, I'm
think
looking
you
at
want.
that now. I'm interested to see what.
Let's see here. We got Gold Leader Y-wing Starfighter, and stateside the cheapest you'll find is $40, but that's no minifigures. I don't think I care about minifigures.
Not so much.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
I own
if
75172. I think that's the one I own.
That's
Okay.
the one I own as well,
Yeah. Or wait.
and the original 1999 or 2000 release Y-wing.
All right. This
Hey
is.
y'all, it's October.
We're gonna talk
Yeah.
about this after the show. Then we'll
Yeah.
get Lexi hooked up. We'll tell her the ways that will. But it's October and it's horror talk time. So everybody here, do we all like horror, or are we all just like, yeah, it's whatever?
Yep.
Think, Joseph?
I'm a scaredy cat. It's not my thing.
That's true. You are.
I like horror that's not just there to be, gore porn.
Fair enough. Maddie, what about you? Are you a horror fan, or are you a nope scaredy cat fan?
I haven't watched a horror film in a while, but I used to watch a lot of scary movies. So I'm chill.
Okay, so but like not movies though, but like even books, like anything in media or anything in pop
Yeah, of
culture.
course, it's great.
Okay. Well, do you have a favorite?
I'm thinking. Well, recent favorite was I think it's more like a thriller. Babadook.
What is it?
I really liked it. I thought it was really good.
It's called Babadook.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
film
Babadook.
on Netflix, and it's like about a child's book that like murders people. It's great.
That's awesome. Emily says that she loves that movie, so I guess you're sitting in good company there. It's about a children's book, like you said, that murders people, so you can't go wrong there.
And it like jumps out, like yeah.
Didn't some? Yeah.
That's a good one. Good,
Yeah.
good. Emily, good.
For me, it's the classics like The Thing and like Halloween and the first Friday the 13th movie. Like, I watch those in October. I'll watch Ghostbusters on the 31st because that's how I roll. So, like, horror's always been a big part of my growing up and everybody else. What anybody else? If you've got something to pipe in, please do so.
The Thing
Oh.
definitely is just so fantastic.
Yep.
As far as just horror goes, the first Alien movie.
So I was
seen
watching Alien just before I came onto the stream. It happens to be on Disney Plus, so of course, because that belongs on Disney Plus, right?
Only for Canadians. Stateside, it's not.
Oh,
here.
you're kidding!
No.
Wow, what does that say about Canadians?
And I really wanted an Alien Queen Disney Princess thing.
Right. Oh, that would be hilarious. I am a huge horror movie fan. I would say it's likely my favorite genre of movie. The Thing is my number one favorite horror movie of all time.
It's a great book.
I haven't read the book.
Oh man.
Also on the list of top 5 would be movies like The Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978 with Donald Sutherland.
Oh, I saw that recently and it was so good.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's, like all of it was really good. Like,
Yep.
I was really impressed with the, what do you call it? Like, not the graphics. Like, what do you call that?
Cinematography.
Special effects.
And,
Yep.
and everything was really well
So
done
this
with
is
that.
what makes classic horror movies, like Jeff mentioned, so good, is that the special effects are real effects. They're not CGI. So it feels real. And if they're done well, I mean, I'll say this, the special effects in The Thing are well over the top, like over the top grotesque, but they're just great for the movie, for what it is. But Invasion of the Body Snatchers is a great example of subtle special effects that just really creep you out.
It resonated. Yeah, it totally did.
Yep. The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, incredible. Poltergeist, I saw that mentioned in the comments.
All right, I
That's a
gotta
good
ask,
one,
how old
too.
were you when you saw Poltergeist?
When I first saw Poltergeist, I was probably in my teens.
Lucky you.
Meaning you saw when you were like, yeah. Yeah, we had. Go ahead.
So, when I was younger, my dad found out that I liked horror movies. He knew that I liked scary stuff like Frankenstein, Dracula, The Wolfman, all those classics. Like, it was great. It was cool.
Awesome.
And then he was like, "Oh, you like monsters, huh?" And I went, "Yeah, I love monsters, Dad." And then he put in a time movie documentary about Auschwitz, and was like, "Those are the real monsters. Those guys with the armbands." And I was like, "Oh." So no horror movies for a while after that. But when I turned 10, I watched Poltergeist again, and that clown, man.
Oh, the clown.
The clown is evil.
For me, it was the tree.
Oh, yeah, the evil tree.
It just, something about, getting sucked out of a window into a tree is just...
I don't remember that, and I've seen Poltergeist, and the thing is that a lot of the movies I've seen, I saw in high school, and most of them didn't resonate. And I saw, like I said, I saw Poltergeist, and I don't remember any of what you guys just mentioned.
The part that got me was the swimming pool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
When the bodies start flowing up and
then when I later found out that those were real skeletons.
No, like real human skeletons.
Real human skeletons.
I'm fact checking this right now.
They couldn't. Really. So what we found out was that it actually was, the set was actually built on an old Indian burial ground, and the event was real.
In the comments, David mentioned throwing away all of his plush toys after seeing Poltergeist. I wasn't able to throw these away because they weren't mine, but I never saw Child's Play. Chucky terrified me.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
I never watched it. No.
So I developed a fear of dolls for a long time, and my grandmother, who used to live in my parents' house, she had these 2 dolls that were from her grandmother and her grandmother's sister, and they were like 3 foot tall porcelain dolls.
Nope.
They were antiques, and they sat on a bench as like my grandmother had like her own part of the house, so you would like open a separate door to her part of the house. So if you opened it, they were sitting there, and here's the worst part: they didn't have any hair because their hair was made of real human hair. So their wigs were in glass boxes next to them. So there were these 2 old antique porcelain dolls that were like just the right amount of like crack to be creepy, with their human hair wigs and acrylic boxes next to them.
No.
Horrifying.
What the hell?
It's like, have you seen Annabelle? Have you seen Annabelle? Like,
it's very Annabelle, yeah.
Right. And you also mentioned, what was the first thing you mentioned? Because I was thinking there's Child's Play. There's a new one on I think it's on Netflix.
I don't mess with that.
But only in Canada.
I don't mess with that.
Yeah, it's Mark Hamill does the voice of Chucky, and it's less supernatural and more computery.
Yeah,
I wasn't a fan.
It is kind of weird. It is. Yeah.
But the funny thing about Child's Play, you remember My Buddy? Like My Buddy and Me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So mom goes away somewhere in San Diego with friends for like a weekend. Dad and I watched the first 3 Child Play movies. No, the first 2 Child Play movies. I was still like a little older than Andy. Okay. And like I'm screaming my head off and like terrified. My dad's just like, shut up, you put hair on your chest. And I'm like, okay, Dad. My mom and my dad knew what she was bringing me. My mom brought me a My Buddy.
Yeah.
She was like, here you go. And I was like, and just started crying and ran upstairs. And my mom was like, what did you do, Lee? So, yep, that was a good time.
We put on, it wasn't, I think it was maybe Goosebumps, or what's the other one that's like Goosebumps?
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
That's the one, yeah. So one of those 2 series came out with new shows that had Jack Black in it. I'm pretty sure it's Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yep.
And but there was a show, like regular show, and then there was a movie. But the show, there was one about a doll. It was called the My Doll.
Yes.
And not My Doll the painkiller, but My Doll the or whatever My Doll is. If it's anyway, it's about you basically order a doll that looks like your child, for your child to have, similar to a 3-foot porcelain doll, right? Only these dolls slowly become your child, and your child slowly becomes the doll.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know about the myth where that stems from, right?
No, tell us.
It comes from New Orleans, and there's a short story that was like written in the 1900s or something like that, and it's about
voodoo.
Yeah, it's like a voodoo thing about a woman who made a doll of her child every year. So like when it was like a baby, there was a lifelike baby size version of her, and then all the way up until she was about to get married. And when the real daughter was about to get married, she got bit on the leg and like died, and then the life-size doll turned into her. Wow. Like transformed into the daughter that died.
That's terrifying.
I have 2 like look-alike doll stories. They're not one of them is personally mine, but they're not scary, they're more comical. So it was Cherry Blossom like day in DC. So my friend and I went to DC to go look around the tidal basin, and we're walking, and I see these 2 women taking pictures of their baby, and the baby's like inside the cherry blossom tree, which, by the way, you are not allowed to touch the cherry blossom trees. You can get fined. But they put their baby in the tree and were taking pictures of the baby. And I'm looking at this baby, and I'm like, that baby's
an ugly baby.
Ugly.
That's no baby.
I'm like, that baby doesn't look right. I'm like, there is something wrong with that child. Oh. And as we get closer, I'm like, what is wrong with it? I get closer. It is one of those hyper-realistic baby dolls made to look like it's half chimpanzee.
What the?
It was a baby with the hair like of a chimpanzee, but a human face and a tail. And those are like insanely expensive, which means that these women spent hundreds, probably near $1,000 for this weird hybrid, like half, like something out of Planet of the Apes.
There, found the fire exit.
And I was like, wow. The second story is you're talking about like the doll, my doll, whatever what it was, which reminds me of American Girl dolls, where you can pay to have a doll that's made to look like you. And I saw this post and how American Girl doll, like when I grew up, it was like they were based on historical fiction, or you could learn about a historical girl and a historical set. Some of them, yeah. That's what I always thought of as American Girl dolls when I was young, is that, oh, they're about girls in the past. And there was this one, and they were talking about how different the stories of the girls are. So like they always have like something tragic about them. So it was like Samantha is like works on a plantation. Like,
no. Samantha was an orphan. Come on.
Oh, I don't. Okay, fine. Samantha's an orphan. Chloe works on a plantation. And then it was like the new doll that they released in like 2018 was like Susan ran out of tokens in the arcade. That was her traumatic backstory.
My sisters, because my sister Girl Scouts, and they so wanted American Girl dolls, and I was like, nope, too freaky for me.
What the hell?
Our girls wanted them, but we ended up getting them My Generation dolls, which are spirit free.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I had Molly from World War II, and I begged and begged and begged my parents to get her. And you know where she is.
Anyway.
In a box.
Yeah.
So, for me, I enjoy the cinematography of a lot of horror movies. I do not enjoy like just sitting down and watching them. For me, like I like the more comedic horror stuff. Like something like Ghostbusters would kind of fall into that, where it's not really scary, but not really not scary at the same time.
You must have liked the.
When I was younger, that was actually my first like big fear, was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. When I was like 7, it's like, yeah, because I every time it would come on, I would watch it, but my parents were like, yeah, you are scared of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and that probably did not change until I saw Stephen King's It when I was 9.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Clowns are horrible.
Clowns are very horrible.
Yeah, I
not for the reasons of Stephen King's It.
Go ahead.
I really resonate with like the whole like more comedic horror stuff now that you talk about it. I've mentioned this once before. I think when we had Flynn DeMarco on for 80s horror movie. The only horror thing I can think of that I genuinely enjoyed was Scream Queens, a show that was on the Fox network. And it was a slasher TV show, but it was very comedic, and it was making fun. It was a parody of horror and slasher fix, and I loved that. Not season 2. Season 2 was trash, but I did enjoy season 1. It's not great. If you're like a real horror movie buff, it's probably not for you.
Yeah, but stuff like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, you know, is it classified? It's a horror movie, but it's one that I love because it's so fun. It doesn't take itself seriously because you're being attacked by killer tomatoes. Come on, but at the same time, it's like, well, they're in actual trouble if this was real. The Blob is another one. It's something that. How can you take something so slow to be so scary? So it does kind of play itself like, yeah, it's scary, but it's also funny at the same time.
Yeah.
The Leprechaun is another one. It's like, oh, it's a horror movie, but they don't take themselves seriously in that movie at all.
No. I don't know if this is more of a psychological movie than a horror, but I found it horrifying. Was Ratchet on Netflix?
Haven't seen
it. It's horrifying. It's about a woman, a nurse who works in a mental institution, and I don't know.
Oh, it's Nurse Ratchet. It's based on the story of Nurse Ratchet.
And it's all these people who are diagnosed and how they treat them.
Oh yeah.
That, like historical psychiatric care. That is horror.
Well,
that is horrible. Yeah, that's.
They made a more true to life version of that with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, right, with Jack Nicholson.
It's a great movie. Great.
Yes,
great
it is.
Play.
Yeah.
Um,
Ratchet, that I think it was a show. I don't think it was a movie. I think it was a show, if I recall.
Yeah, Ratchet was a series where it highlighted the interesting ways of dealing with mental health in the 50s and 40s and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
you know, instead of praying the gay out of you, they would electroshock the gay out of you.
Yeah.
David, Dust Till Dawn, and a lot of the those style of horror movies.
Yeah.
I love Dusk Till Dawn.
So do I.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
It was a good one.
What was it? The Splatterhouse. Was it Slaughterhouse?
Oh, like Death Proof and the other one that came out with it? Yeah.
Yeah. Those were, I mean, those fit the criteria of funny horror.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice is a great
Beetlejuice
movie.
is a great one.
I hate Beetlejuice. Scares me to death.
There are parts. Of the sandworms?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some pretty terrifying parts. Burton's kind of unsung when it comes to like being a master of horror, but I think he rates up there with some of the greats.
Yeah.
I'm also deathly afraid of The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I just watched it like 2 days ago. It's amazing.
It's one of my favorites.
Absolutely not.
It's overrated.
I don't watch that movie. I don't want to look at that movie. I don't care.
Christmas.
I only like it because of the animation.
Yep. It's incredible. Like just what they can do with stop motion is just
No, I'm not messing with it. And I hate it for two distinct reasons. One reason's actually three. There's three little gremlin children who steal Santa. They terrify me. I hate them. I hate them all. They're disgusting.
Shock and barrel.
They're gross. I detest them. Second, on the I think it was a VHS release, it had an accompanying like mini film. I forgot, like a short, like a Pixar.
Oh, okay. Right.
And I saw it once, and after watching that, I used to like the movie. Those kids scared me, but I could get past it. After seeing the short, I couldn't watch it. And it was about a kid. All I remember is that he had a giant
there they are.
All I remember is he dipped his aunt in like a pot of hot wax and made like a wax effigy around her.
I know. Yeah.
And I found that so horrifying.
What about the Oogie Boogie Man? Do you like the Oogie Boogie Man?
Absolutely not. Detest him.
That's fair.
I hate it.
Full of bugs, you know.
So interesting you mentioned the wax, because I actually found House of Wax with Paris Hilton to be like incredibly disturbing, especially when I won't ruin the movie for anybody who wants to watch it, but just parts.
It's 10 years old. Go ahead and ruin it.
Okay. When her, I guess it's her boyfriend or friend is in the living room area, he's turned into wax, and she's trying to peel the wax off, and it's tearing his skin.
Yeah.
And he's going trying to tell her to stop, and she's like, "Oh, I'm helping you," and
House of Wax also remind me of stuff like Tales from the Crypt.
Oh yes. Oh, okay. Go ahead if you want to talk about Tales from the Crypt.
Well, I mean, it's just I have fond memories, because I remember back when they had the series on HBO.
Yeah.
And I would sit there and I would watch it, and I was like, oh my gosh, these stories are so fun.
Oh man.
Creepshow, that anthology film series, all 8 little movies. Man, the lake one always got me really bad in the Creepshow. Like, well, yeah, and it was not a good time. So I want to wind it back to real quick for scary stuff. So, Are You Afraid of the Dark? That show on Nickelodeon. Maddie bounced out because her kitty cat was being annoying. So, yep. And so I'm watching it, and it's the one about the clown and his cigar. I can't remember the name of the episode, but that is nightmare fuel for me still to this day. It is a no-go. Thank you very much. I appreciate the effort that you did on writing this episode, but no thanks. Just pass. Hard pass. Also, another thing that scared the hell out of me that you guys will laugh at is Ernest Scared Stupid.
Oh my god.
The tree,
I'm laughing.
the trolls in the tree, like the practical effects on that were crazy amazing for an Ernest movie. And like for some reason it's just like my brain goes, you're not supposed to see this sort of stuff. What are you doing? Enjoying insanity. Like
I try to avoid most scary things because whatever it is about it, whatever it will stick in my mind for years.
Yeah.
So, for example, I have two distinct examples I can think of. The movie Zombieland, which is a comedy film.
Yep, it's great too.
Great movie.
I got through the opening montage and I could not do it. I had
really?
I couldn't do it. And so now it was like the rules of survival when it was like check your backseat. I saw this film when when it probably first came out. To this day, I turn on the lights of my car when I get in at night to check the floor and the back seat of my car to see if there's a zombie. The other one is, I'm not going to say the name of the movie because it's self-incriminating. I didn't watch it, but I did read the Wikipedia because I just had to know. I always check under the pedals of my car to make sure that there's not a human baby crawling under it.
Oh, Lord.
Well, now I'm going to Google it.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
It's Human Centipede.
I will not watch it. I will not watch that.
I didn't watch it either, but I don't know which one it was, but I was like, I need to know what happens. I need to know.
Yeah, that's less horror and more body dysmorphia.
Disgusting. Yeah,
body horror is not.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So the Human Centipede, right? That came out. And my buddy invited me over to his house, and he's like, we're going to watch this. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's it about? He's like, I'm not really sure. And he really didn't know. We both didn't know. We both were like, whatever. Okay. We made it 10 minutes. He paused it. I took out my pipe. He took out his pipe. We got high and then watched the rest of it. And we were like, all right, this'll do. Never watching it again. Ever.
No, God, no.
Ever in a million years.
And they made, I think, 3 of them?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, they made Centipede, then Centipede 2, and then they made Millipede. More legs.
Final Destination, same thing. I don't do with Final Destination.
Oh, those are so hilarious. I feel about
a way someone dies. That show, 1,000 Ways to Die.
Yep. Saw.
Fun show. But yeah, Final Destination. I watched the first one. I was like, this is an interesting concept. The first movie is okay, and then they made like 6 more, and I'm like, yeah, done. Same thing with Saw. Same thing with Hostel.
Too much. Yeah, Hostel. Yep. Any kind of torture movie, I'm just not in. Like
torture porn's a hard pass.
That goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's like when it's just there to just be there.
Yeah, and you can look at movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and put that in the same.
That's an exhibitionist film, though.
I know, but it's still there's a lot of torturous scenes in it, and it's
exhibitionist, and because it's based off a true story.
Yeah, there's that.
But the true story matches nothing with what was depicted in the movie.
So
the basis is there was really a family who was kidnapping travelers and brutally murdering them.
Yeah,
right.
It's terrible.
And that's the basis of it. They just added the extra stuff for flair because that's how you make an entertaining movie.
Now spin the chainsaw around in the air.
Same thing with The Hills Have Eyes. Yeah, that's based off a true story as well.
Oh, have you seen Cabin Fever?
Yes.
Whew.
I heard that's actually a really good deconstruction of a horror show.
It's pretty great. It took me by surprise, that movie.
That's the that's the James Gunn written movie, right?
I have no clue who produced it or directed it.
I'm thinking of something else.
So, just to give you an idea of my connection with horror movies and being scared and whatnot, when I was very young, I would say probably 7 or 8 years old, and in our first house, we had this incredibly old furnace, almost like an oil furnace, in the basement, and it was in this dark room with one light, and it had weird louvered doors like you'd see on a saloon, like the louvered Yeah. So for kicks,
the ones that groan. Yeah.
Yeah. So for kicks, I would occasionally go into this room, turn the light off, and then make my way back to the very back wall next to the furnace, which was on or whatever, and then turn to my right and look into the darkness and just pretend to see things coming out till I couldn't take it anymore. I would dart out, run up the stairs, which had open risers, and all the way up, I would imagine hands grabbing me. So I liked being scared. That's the point of the story, right? I just liked. I get ASMR, like the whole, all the hair on the back of my head and my back and everything standing up. So it's kind of a cool feeling. I got that so bad while watching The Grudge 2.
Ooh, yeah.
The closet scene in The Grudge 2. I can watch every time I watch it. I get the same reaction.
Did you watch the American version or did you watch the original?
The American version. Yeah.
So
every single time I get the same reaction.
The Ring did that to me.
Oh, The Ring
made me like the first Ring movie. I'm like
the first Ring, exactly. That was the other. That's another scene. Is the closet, right? Whew, yeah.
And so good time.
Dysmorphia, like disfigured faces, has always been my number one worst fear. Is disfigured faces.
So Emily told me about a book like a year ago, and I passed it off because you guys know this. As soon as one of my friends starts hyping something up, like hype, I'm done. I don't care anymore. I don't I know that you're excited about it, and I get it, but I want nothing to do with it at this point because it's never going to live up to what you're saying. So I sneakily downloaded the first book and started listening. And the book series is called Monster Hunter International. And it combines the action of like Aliens, the comedy of Ghostbusters, and it's amazing. It's one of my favorite books, and it's, you know, you're welcome. Emily says I'm welcome. And it's very spooky, and it's very, I haven't read a book or listened to a book that was just like, ugh, like, you know, in a while. You know, usually it's a Stephen King book or something along those lines, but Monster Hunter International is like terrifying. The first book especially is because it's from your way in is from an outsider. And that outsider is experiencing all those spooky things for the first time, and it's like hard pass. Like, I don't think I could do this. But it's an interesting story, that's for sure. Another like big scary movie is Event Horizon. That took the combination of like haunted house,
sci-fi,
and was like, have fun with this. And
probably the only like dedicated horror movie that I actually really enjoy.
Yeah.
Some other reason that's why I love the Dead Space series. The first 1 and 2 was I remember I played the first Dead Space in a pitch black room.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm freaking terrified, but this feels like the right way to play it.
That's how I did Resident Evil 1 on the PlayStation 1. Turned off the lights, everybody was asleep, and I was like, this seems like a horrible idea. Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I will still do that with the original Silent Hill. And that one is still more terrifying than most of its sequels. Just because it nails it.
The dog, when you first find the dog house. Or is that the first one? That's the first one.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, where you find the dog. Oh, there's no dogs around here. And then, like, horrible, mutant, terrifying dog comes at you.
Did anybody ever play Max Payne?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember the scene? It's a cut scene where he's running through his house, and he's having reminiscence about the murder, and he's running through his house, and you get into the baby's room. I don't know if you guys saw the same thing I saw, but the blocks that were in the room, the little kids' blocks, they turned over and they spelled the word dead. That sent shivers down my spine. It was like 2:00 in the morning. I'm in a basement. I have the headphones on. The sound is cranked, and this is what comes out. And I'm just like, okay, I'm done for the night. That's it. I'm done.
Oh,
yeah. Don't blame you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap things up here. So this month we're gonna be talking about horror stuff. Next week, I think we're talking about vampires and the lore that surrounds vampires. And we're even gonna bring up Twilight because I guess that was a thing.
Okay. That's a whole other type of lore.
I think my laptop charger just broke.
Oh, that's not good.
That's
scary.
That's where I stepped away. I was like, why is my laptop running out of battery?
But next Friday is going to be about vampire lore, vampiric, all that fun stuff. It's going to happen, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about some
about vampires. Twilight, not vampires. Sorry.
So lots of things are going to be happening next week. It's going to be a good time. I really hope that we get a chance to talk about 30 Days of Night because holy shit.
Yes.
That was a really good.
Holy cow, you're bringing them back. This is great.
So if you can, everybody do some research. We're going to have Jeff Van Winden join us next week. And Rick, if you want to, because vampires seem to have gotten you a horror boner. So if you want to come back and join us.
I'm all about this genre, so this is, I'm in.
I'm going to try to get Flynn to join us again. I'll ask him and see what he says, but no promises. I know he's got some travel this month, so goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for watching Tons of Fun. Remember to give the video a like, hit subscribe if you haven't, and if you want to give us money to do more things, that'd be nice. We have a Patreon. Go check it out.
Take care,
everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.